Good evening, everyone. It is 7:12 and your Glendora Unified School District Board of Education is reconvening after closed session. Before we get started, I just want to report out that the Glendora Unified Board of Trustees in closed session upon a motion by Trustee Merkley, second by Trustee Lopez, and a vote of 5 yeses, have approved the amount of a workers' compensation settlement for employee case number GLUS 016849 in the amount of $605,000. We have no further reportable action from closed session. So in reconvening open session, we would like to start with roll call, please.
I apologize, I was trying to get the agenda up on the monitors. Board Member Reuter? Present. Board Clerk Lopez?
Here.
Board Member Merkley?
I'm here.
Vice President Garcia?
Here.
And President Clifford?
Present. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
We have a special pledge of allegiance tonight. The Glendora Cadets Troop 9231. Would you please come up and do the pledge of allegiance for us? Right in front of that dais, and there's a microphone. Loud and clear, please. You could introduce yourself first if you'd like.
I'm Olivia. I'm Melissa. I'm Jade. I'm Sophia.
Thank you.
A little bit louder into the mic.
Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. The next item will be the adoption. Yes.
Ladies, thank you so much for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak to you this weekend about your Democracy in Action. I hope you learned a lot of good things and that you were encouraged in some way to continue your civic engagement. And I'm happy to continue to help if you guys have any other things you want to learn about. I definitely don't know it all, but I'm happy to help in any way. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Okay, we have a adoption of the agenda, 3.5. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll motion to adopt.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
A motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposition? We will move forward with that. The next item is 3.6, public comment. I have one card from Daniel Boyer and Aaron Ralph. Come on up. You guys have 3 minutes to do your thing. If you're here, there you are both, coming from each side.
Good evening, everybody. Trustees, Dr. DeGrazia, and Cabinet. My name is Daniel Boyer, and this is Aaron Ralph. And tonight, I am here both as the president of the Glendora Education Foundation as well as a father of 2 GUSD students to express my heartfelt gratitude to 2 remarkable leaders, Mrs. Reuter and Mrs. Merkley. Thank you for dedicating yourself to the Glendora School District. We are aware of the time and effort that goes in to being a part of this school district and the board, and appreciate the positive impact that you guys have had, not only on our schools, our staff, but most importantly, our students. Mrs. Reuter, you have shown the importance of setting high standards while caring deeply for the needs of each individual. I have personally seen your dedication to our students and the efforts you've put forth to create new and unique opportunities for them. Your wisdom and leadership have been invaluable, and your impact will continue to inspire us for years to come. On a more personal note, thank you for your partnership with me on the Glendora Education Foundation for many years, prior to being on the school board. Mrs. Merkley, thank you for the countless hours, that you have spent supporting and encouraging each of our students. Your commitment to making a positive difference in the lives of young people has never gone unnoticed. It has been a pleasure working with you as the GEF liaison over the past few years. The support and compassion you've shown to both students and families will have an everlasting influence. So as you leave the board, please know that you have not only shaped our schools, but also left a meaningful impact on our students. On behalf of the Glendora Education Foundation, we thank you. Mrs. Reuter and Mrs. Merkley, for all of your years of dedication, your unwavering passion, and the countless ways you've helped the district. We would also like to thank you for your partnership and support of the Ed Foundation over the years. We wish you all the best as you move forward, and please know that you will always be cherished here at GUSD.
Thank you, Daniel. I want to echo what Daniel said. So obviously, the foundation, we're separate from the board. We act independently from the board, but we can't do what we do and accomplish the good that we try to do in this community without the board, the families, the community. It takes a big team, and you've certainly both been a big part of that team. So thank you both for all of what you've done over the years, many things that we don't even see. There's so much behind the scenes that we know goes on that we don't see, but thank you for all of that. Trustee Merkley, you've been our most recent liaison to the foundation from the board. You spent time helping us get ready for food for thought, putting together baskets. Thank you so much for that work and everything else you've done over the years. Trustee Reuter, you are an educator out in the community in terms of helping educate people like myself about funding for the schools, how that all works. You bring other people into the community to be involved as well. You too, Merkley, thank you so much.
Thank you both.
Thank you for the comments. I have no further cards. Any further comments? Just come on up and you can fill out a card at your leisure. Please, yes. It's an important feature.
I know. I'll learn the rules eventually sometime. My name is Doug Granquist, and I'm the president of the Glendora Teachers Association. And I don't have much prepared, but I have much from the heart for our two outgoing board members. And I want to thank you for your hours and years dedicated to improving our schools and the time that you've spent in classrooms, learning, educating us on everything, and being part of this community. And we know that everything we do as teachers is a reflection of the community that we have here. And we can't thank you enough for the time and the dedication that you've had to making our schools an amazing place to both work and amazing place to bring students up in. So thank you very much, and I appreciate you both.
Okay, any other comments before we close public comment? No, thank you. We will close public comment at 7:20, and we will move on to oral reports, student board member report. Liliana, are you ready to roll?
I am ready.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, to start off with Cohen Elementary. Cohen Condors have been very busy with numerous activities over the last month. Our fourth graders perform the Gold Dust or Bus play for the school and their families, and it is always amazing to see how talented the students are. PTA once again hosted our trunk or treat, which was well attended by our Cohen community. The students did a fantastic job collecting cereal boxes during our Halloween parade with a purpose. With more than 100 boxes being collected, as we wrap up our first semester, our students continue to work hard every day to learn and grow into the very best students they can be. Stanton Elementary. This month has been bustling with excitement at Stanton, highlighted by PTA-sponsored event Donuts with a Loved One, where families gathered to enjoy delicious treats and strengthen community bonds. In addition, we kicked off our first session of chess club, sparking strategic minds and friendly competition among our young players. Adding to the festive spirit, our inaugural VAPA night celebrated the vibrant traditions of Day of the Dead. To top it off, our traditional parade with a purpose, Halloween costume parade, brought the community closer. Together, these events have fostered creativity, connection, and a sense of belonging within our community. For Sutherland Elementary, October was a full month of exciting school events, important learning, and opportunities for growth. Students have learned about digital citizenship and bullying prevention. They have learned about their actions and words and how they can have an impact on themselves and others. It was also a busy month for our PTA. Our PTA and parent volunteers held their very first Masterpiece Morning of the year, hosted a family movie night, and organized 100% membership parties for our students, received first place in the District Red Ribbon Week School Decorating Contest, and raised over $45,000 during our annual Move-a-thon fundraiser. We thank our PTA and the many, many parent volunteers. None of this would be possible without their support, service, and commitment. Coming up this month, our PTA will be hosting Donuts with Dear Ones, a Sutherland favorite. Teachers are gearing up for Parent-Teacher Week later this week. PTA will be hosting a Scholastic Book Fair during this week. We are proud of our students and their hard work for this first trimester, and thank you, our entire school community and their ongoing support. Sandburg Middle School. Sandburg School celebrated Red Ribbon Week with fun activities promoting a healthy and drug-free lifestyle. Students enjoyed the daily lunchtime activities, all tied to the theme. The 8th grade girls volleyball team had a successful game defeating South Point. Sandburg School honored loved ones who have passed away by celebrating Day of the Dead. Students gathered and engaged in making dedications and flowers for an ofrenda as a lunchtime activity. The school celebrated Halloween with festive costumes and decorations. The students enjoyed a fun Halloween costume contest after school. Categories included funniest costume and most original. Glendora High School. The month of October is a long yet exciting month for our students. Through the beginning of our second quarter, our students have been provided with many welcoming events and activities to be sure that this long month comes a little lighter. Our ASB classes have put together many events from Super Smash Bros. To lunchtime scavenger hunts to show our love for everyone on campus. Super Smash Bros. Was yet another great event that allowed students who may or may not be interested in our larger events to participate and have high school fun. Red Ribbon Week concluded October to honor the awareness for those who have been affected by addiction and to provide support and further a healthier campus. Our ASB class came together with daily lunchtime activities such as giving out free bracelets and donuts. We want to thank Donut Man for making donations to our school and supporting a healthy growth. Through these times, we would never fail to recognize the hard work that our staff has put forth for us. We recognize them both on our Instagram and on our campus to prove their importance in our everyday schooling. November is Staff Appreciation Month, and it is important that each and every working staff member is recognized. November is already moving quick for these high school students as the fall sports have been wrapped up and winter sports are in full swing. And then that's it.
Liliana, thank you. Will you remind the audience what school you attend and what year you are?
I go to Glendora High School and I'm a junior.
Very nice, thank you. Do we have other students here tonight for government class at all? Yeah, a few hands. I see the smiles. There you go, thank you. Thank you for coming tonight. Okay, we will go from, the next item is 4.2, which is comments from the board, and then 4.3 is superintendent. Superintendent, you want to go before the comments of the board tonight?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Why not?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Mr. President, members of the board, distinguished guests. I have a few things to update you on. Last Friday, number 1, marked the end of the first trimester of the school year. Parent-teacher conferences are slated next week for the elementary students and parents. And the end of the semester is not that far around the corner on December 20th. Over the last 2 weeks, we've had 2 districts visit us. Bonita Unified School District and Claremont Unified School District. Our colleagues visited us in our offices to learn about more of the implementation plans that we've had go and implemented through the BEST program, some HR and business practices. So that's great support of our colleagues and our neighboring districts. We appreciate that when they help us, and they've appreciated us helping them. Wickham High School had their Model Continuation High School Committee visit last week. It was a very positive visit. They only had positive things to say at the end of their 2 days, and they told the Whitcomb staff they will be recommended to be selected as a model continuation high school once again, and we will await the official notification, but to hear that good news straight from the committee's mouth was very welcome. GHS was spotlighted today. It was actually released today. We will have it on social media channels in the next few days. It will come out in the Glendora Connection on Friday. They were featured in LACO's Ed Buzz video feature program, highlighting their Get On Board at Glendora High School. You'll see Mrs. Norrell, Mrs. Clune, many students, Mr. Hamlow, several speak during the video and talk to the entire county about our programs at Glendora High School and creating a wonderful sense of belonging for students, which is so very important. Kudos also to GHS and their band and pageantry program. They recently participated in the Riverside Band Review and took first place for the band overall, the color guard, the drill team, as well as Abby Dixon, the drum major. She took first place as well. So they really had a clean sweep And then also over the weekend for Veterans Day, you may have seen a release of a video by Azusa Pacific University. That was featuring our new band director, Mr. Eric Quintanilla, and they sent me the full video. It's over 5 minutes. It's very professionally done, very well done, and we'll release that on social media channels, website, and probably the Glendora Connection on Friday as well. So that was a nice piece. Glendora High School sports, football, they won their first round playoff game. They will move to the second round versus Rancho Verde on Friday evening. That is in Moreno Valley. Spartan Garden Fall Festival takes place this Saturday evening at the Spartan Garden from 5 to 8 p.m. And we wish everyone a restful Thanksgiving break. That's just around the corner from the 25th through the 29th of November. And at this time, I would like to recognize, as you heard from Mr. Boyer, Mr. Ralph, the service to the Glendora Unified Community of our fine board members, Mrs. Elizabeth Reuter and Mrs. Robin Merkley. So I wanted to say a few things about each before presenting them with a token of our appreciation. Elizabeth Reuter has served the GSD community in her role as a board member since 2018. Proud parent of 2 recent GHS grads, doing very well at the next level. She has been our representative for the ROP and supporting ROP and CTE programs across the region. She is a champion for students and innovative offering of programs for sure. She has been very generous with both her time and her talents in seeking out additional funding for her district. And in addition to her own children, they're not in the house, but she's a proud mother to 2 goats, ladies and gentlemen, 2 goats. And so I forget their names. Elizabeth, what are their names?
There are 3.
3 goats. Oh, goodness.
It's Raymond,
Raymond,
Elsa,
Poppy.
Poppy.
Yeah, okay. Got to keep them outside and not sneaking inside. Very good. And let me tell you a little bit about Robin. Robin has served us in her role as a board member since 2015. She's to be commended for her support of all things Glendora. She is currently serving as Whitcomb High School's PTSA president. That's for the 3rd time. Thank you very much. And she's served in many capacities, probably at almost every PTA council in our district. She has served on the Bond Oversight Committee, huge role, and is GSD board president 2 times. She's a lifelong learner. She was taking some trainings last week. She's always willing to support others in need. And I can tell you from experience and from the taste tests we had recently, she makes a mean snickerdoodle cookie. She is the cookie champion here at the district office, so well deserved there for Robin. So in recognition and as a small token, besides the lovely fall plants, which add great color, those are for you. And inscripted on your awards tonight that you will receive, they will say this: in honor of serving as a member of the Glendora Unified School District Board of Education, Elizabeth and Robin, in recognition of your vision, leadership, and dedication in support of all students in the Glendora Unified School District, we thank you and we appreciate your service. Thank you so much.
Any further comments, sir?
Nope.
Okay, then we will move to our board comments, and we'll take a breath and then start with either Elizabeth or Robin, since it's fresh right there. Whichever one you go.
Thank you. I want to start out by talking about the opportunity that I had a couple of weeks ago to participate in the Whitcomb Model Continuation School interview. It was a real pleasure to be there with all the members of the executive cabinet. I know you were ill, so you get the pass. And Robin and Monica to talk with the interviewers, the team, about the amazing institution that Whitcomb is for our students that are there. I think it was probably a solid hour of us gushing about the unique opportunities that are afforded our students at Whitcomb. The amount of support that they get as an alternative or continuation high school is unique. It's not common that they do the the sports, the prom, the homecoming, the different leadership. We have a student board representative that sits here on our board with us. I didn't know that we were allowed to let the cat out of the bag as far as the recommendation was concerned, but I was really honored to be a part of that process because Whitcomb has always had a very special place in my heart, honestly. And then I also had the privilege to help facilitate a young man working towards his Eagle Scout badge. He has this project that he's doing, and his name is Doug Silcock. And he is going to do his Eagle Scout project at the AA dugout up at Goddard. And he's going to be putting some concrete in there and doing some cubbies and all of that stuff. And it's really quite an accomplishment for a student to reach their Eagle Scout. And so it was my pleasure to help him out with that process. He is going to do a GoFundMe at some point, and I think it's about $2,700, and it'll be completely funded. I have no worry about that. But if everybody, even in this room, who had a kid that sat in that dugout for a period of time, contributed a few bucks, he'd make that $2,700 really quickly. So a really worthwhile project by Dougie. I really appreciate him, and I hope that everybody will support him financially when his GoFundMe goes out. It has been an honor to serve the students of Glendora Unified for the last 6 years. My favorite days were always the days that I got to go into the classrooms, to be with the kids when I got asked to read a story or get interviewed for an economics class or sit at a recognition luncheon or brunch or any of the things like that. Being able to talk to the students and seeing what we've done up here on the dais for the last 6 years and how that impacts our kiddos has been an honor and a privilege. And finally, I've learned a lot from some really smart people that work here in this district. That go above and beyond for our students all the time here in Glendora Unified, and I really want to take a moment to thank them for teaching me, but really for teaching our kids and everything that they do for our kiddos. So thanks, it's been a real pleasure.
Thank you. Then we'll scoot over to Mrs. Merkley. I need more time. More time? Okay. Trustee Lopez, you're up.
Okay, I'd like to just say thank you to Robin for your service. And Robin, I know, and I won't make it easier for you, coming in when I was principal at Glendora High School back in 2010 when I started my tenure as the principal there, and you were, I don't think at that time you were my PTA president, but it was soon after that you became PTA president, and we got to work together for a lot of years because you stayed on our PTA. And it's nice to see that you go to great lengths and to be the PTSA president at Whitcomb. And I've always appreciated your work there and that you've always been with our kids here in Glendora Unified. So I appreciate the support that you gave me over my tenure as a principal and the support that you gave Whitcomb High School. I specifically, I think Ron Letourneau was there also as a principal there. And so it's been good working with you, and I appreciate the service that you've given to our district. And Elizabeth, thank you for your years of service to Glendora Unified School District. It's been fun serving for the last couple of years together.
Thank you, Trustee Lopez. Trustee Garcia.
I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget anything. Okay, I'm going to go both of you together. Ladies, thank you both for the combined 15 years of service to this board. Your selfless dedication to our community has been nothing short of inspiring. Only those that have served in this capacity understand what it takes to lead when we are in a place of unknown. At times, you faced many critics, but you did so with grace. I have no doubt that you always had the best interests of this district at heart. I thank you for always putting students first, for in many ways, braving the wilderness. A speech by Theodore Roosevelt comes to mind for an occasion like today, for women like you. I won't recite the entire thing because I'll bore you, but I will highlight this part. This is from The Man in the Arena. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man, or women in your case, who are actually in the arena, whose face is marked with dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly. It is easy for us to judge the decisions and think that in our place, we would have done it differently. I have nothing but respect for you and your work. I know that your service for our community does not end here because it did not start here. I look forward to hearing about your future endeavors and the many lives that you have yet to touch. Thank you again for serving on this board with passionate advocacy and always with dignity. Thank you for your time.
Now trustee Merkley, you're on.
It would have been better if you'd been mean to me. It has been, sorry, I am a crier. It's been a pleasure to be here for 9 years. I think I've been involved in schools for 30 years as a volunteer. I had 4 kids in elementary school at one time because they're close. I have 5 kids though. One was just a little bit later, like 2 years. It has been a blessing in my life. I have learned so much about myself. I have grown. I've been strengthened. During COVID, I learned to say a few bad words. You didn't hear them? Just, what? Well, you did. My husband did. I am very grateful for my family, who have been extremely supportive. I worked hard. I ran a clean campaign, no untruth, no unkindness. So I have nothing to be ashamed of. But I am grateful for the things that we have accomplished as board members. It has been great. And I will continue to be involved. Of course, I'm going to be at Wickham. We have a saying that PTA presidents don't die, they just go to Wickham. And it's been good for me. And I will continue volunteering. I'd like to thank everyone. Dr. DeGrazia, I remember when he was my kid's PE teacher. And one of my favorite memories of him is when he was principal at Goddard, and my middle daughter, Kimmy, does not change well. And she came home from the first day of school, kind of slid down the wall and said, "Mom, please don't make me go back. Homeschool me." She was having a rough
I did
time.
the same thing then.
Yeah. Anyway, so I saw Dr. DeGrazia at school the next day. He said, "How's Kimmy?" "She's not doing well. She's really struggling." And he went and checked on her. So that really meant a lot. And going to Japan, crossing that thing, and you kept shaking it. And Dr. Osborne had to go through there too. But it's been great. And Mr. Lopez, it was great to have my kids go to school there when you were there. It was a great school, and it still is. And Gary and Monica, it's been good to be here. Stop the tears. Anyway, okay, we'll continue with the meeting. I'm done.
Thank you very much. Any further comments from the board? All right, I too will just share in the appreciation for your public service from both of you. Public service is an interesting part of life. I think it's something that everyone should at least try once. It's very selfless, and I think the community appreciates the time and effort that you've put in to the students and to the board, so thank you again for that. A couple other things I wanted to mention today. We had some outstanding events that happened since the last time we met. There were many of them you heard about. A couple of things that I attended were some veteran tributes to our veterans at some of the schools. There was one at Goddard. It was beautiful. They sang songs to the veterans. They had breakfast for the veterans. It was just a wonderful morning, and it was very interesting to see how much appreciation there was from our children at the schools, and how much they knew about the service from the individuals. And I was particularly touched when Dr. Osborne was there with his father, who he introduced me to his favorite veteran, and I thought that was very touching and very nice. So I wanted to mention that to you. And there was another very interesting event that I attended at Sutherland Elementary School. It was a tribute to the veterans where the third graders came in and sang, and I think Dominic and I were there together, I remember. And the third graders came in and sang a bunch of songs to veterans that were sitting in the cafeteria. The most impressive thing to me, besides the third-year-olds, were that the person playing the piano was the principal of the school, Yumi Kang. So I directly went up to her and I said, Yumi, I didn't know you were such a gifted pianist, but you should be getting a stipend for that, where the superintendent shuttled me out of the room very quickly after that statement in a jokeful fest. But it was just wonderful to see the leadership of the principal at that school sitting down, getting behind. I didn't expect it, getting down behind the piano, and I want to think she played 5 songs, right? Didn't miss a key. Didn't miss a key on the keyboard. The students were very impressed, and I think the other teachers were pretty impressed with the fact that she was the one that was actually playing the music for the students. That was a wonderful event, I thought. We had a student recognition lunch. I think Trustee Reuter talked about the recognitions where at Sandburg Middle School, some of the outstanding students were honored at lunch, and I thought it was a very it was just a quaint moment where the students had the opportunity to be kind of honored from the teachers and the administration and the school board and have lunch with them. And they particularly put us spread out in the library at the tables where you could talk to the students, and we talked to all the students at all the tables, and they were proud of themselves. So they were awarded outstanding achievement awards from their teachers, and I want to think it was fairly intimate. There might have been 15 of them, maybe 15 students that stood out, and they were just great stories. So I just wanted to applaud our district for doing that to our students and recognizing them. I'd also like to say that there's been a lot of positive comments. I don't know if you explain those. Yeah, could you take a minute? And we got a couple of really nice emails from people outside the district about the behavior of our students when they were at events. Could you just take a minute?
This is a fair one to share, and thank you for pointing it out. I did want to read it. This was to Principal Norrell. This is from a parent of one of the players on the opposing team, a parent of 2 of the players from the opposing team that we played last Friday night. And he took the time to write this on a holiday, I might add. My name is Brian Mercer, and I'm a parent of 2 football players, student athletes at Agoura High School. I'm writing to you this afternoon to share with you how impressed I was with your students, coaches, and fans from Glendora last Friday night. As you're probably aware by now, your squad won pretty decisively against Agoura on Friday in the first round of the playoffs. As principal, you should know that not only are they an amazing football team skill-wise, they are also a team that plays with class. During and after the game, both of my boys, as well as others, commented on how Glendora players and coaches were gracious in victory and showed a tremendous amount of sportsmanship and respect throughout the evening. My son, who plays running back, mentioned how some of the defensive players played and hit very hard. And after the play was over, they helped him up a number of times and gave him words of encouragement during a tough loss. This truly shows what high school sports is all about. Your coaches and players have got it right. Additionally, the fans were respectful and positive the whole game. I heard some of the people I know who are snack bar volunteers and people working the gate commenting on how they were polite and grateful in their interactions with the Glendora fans from start to finish. Unfortunately, in today's world and social climate, we often see young people gloat in victory and talk trash to opponents during the game and on social media. Glendora High School and its players are an exception to that standard. I commend your school and its students and adults for their positive behavior and model sportsmanship. It's truly an example of what CIF and high school sports should represent. I know my family, and most likely many Agoura families, will be rooting for the Tartans to win the Division VI championship. Good luck the rest of the way, and thank you for your leadership, Brian Mercer, Agoura High School parent.
I just thought that was nice when I read that, and I think that's reflection. And the man to my left, started that a long time ago with the way how long were you coach of the football team? I mean, that was back in the baseline league, so.
That was 25 years as a coach, 5 years as a head coach.
So 25 years of coaching through that and then being the principal. And now, you know who is the coach, the head coach of our football team? His son. And so that legacy of what you taught the football players, what you taught your family, and how that came through, I just think that's a good reflection on your legacy here and what you've done. So I just wanted to tell you that tonight. After I read that, that's the first thing I thought of. I said, your son should be pretty proud of being the head coach and getting a letter like that, I think. And something as competitive as tackle football at a CIF. So wear that badge proudly, huh? That being said, I have no further comments. Oh, one other thing I see in the audience tonight, besides our GTA president and the students, I see our city council person-elect, Shauna Elias, and I see our two new school board members-elect that will be here at our next meeting. So thank you for coming tonight. I just wanted to acknowledge you and all of you that are here tonight. So we'll close out now and go to our next item, which is one of my favorite parts of the night, the consent calendar. And the consent calendar has items 6.1 through 9.3, and all of them will be approved unless something is pulled from the agenda at one time. So is there anyone that wants to pull an item, or may I have a motion?
I'll motion to approve items 6.1 through 9.3 as presented.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there any opposition? That block of work gets approved unanimously, which takes us down to 10.1, which is the adjournment. And on a busy night like tonight, it is 7:48, and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Thank you, students. If you need signatures or anything, just come up or whatever you need. Did you clear your side? I don't know if it's yet or not. I have not. But if you know, I see a lot of stuff.